every day I open up social media and I'm like, I know he doesn't believe that.
Thank you.
It's impossible. It's impossible for him to believe that.
I'm so glad you said that, because that's what really got me wanting to do the things that I've been doing for the last year before we got all together. Because I would sit there and watch guys that I worked with and I respected and I understand what's going on. I'm like, you don't believe what you just said. And I know you don't believe what you just said, because I've heard you say the exact opposite when you're just talking to me somewhere else. So the thing that we want to do more than anything else on this thing is let you know that we're not going to do that. We're going to be genuine. We want to be authentic. We want to share our experiences, mostly theirs, the Kyler Murray clause.
and then the interesting thing about the whole concept is, once you reported it on ESPN and it got to the management council website and all those things, then I was told to take it out.
Look, Inside Football is proud to have Joey as our presenting partner. Nicotine with a quick hit, long tail, in the strength of your choice. No tobacco leaf, no smoke, no spit. 36 flavors, 3 strengths, 108 ways to find yours. And if you're out on the golf course, a Joey in the cart is just as good as it is in the studio. Whether we're breaking down tape or breaking down the league, Joey's right there with us every episode. As a thank you for being part of Inside Football's crew, we teamed up with Joey to give you a 35% discount on your first order. Get it all at meetjoey.com/football. Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome into a little concept we like to call Inside Football. By we, I mean myself, Trey Wingo, Hall of Fame wide receiver Chris Carter, Hall of Fame linebacker Brian Urlacher, longtime coach of the Cincinnati Bengals and many other things, Marvin Lewis, and this guy on the end, the former GM of the Arizona Cardinals, Steve Keim. All of us have known each other for a variety of different ways, for a variety of different years of covering football. And, CC, we decided wouldn't it be fun if we got together and just tried to tell people what really went down?
I mean, looking at the conversations about football and looking how for the last 6 decades, how we have collectively contributed to the story of that being college football, pro football. And I think it's a great team. And I thought it was a great concept. You and I have worked together for years.
Sure.
And then lately, Urlacher comes over to bring the defensive side of things. And also, not your average middle linebacker. I just thought that it brings a different level to what we can present to the public. And there's not a show out there like it. So I think the potential of it is great. And football fans, they can't get enough of talking football. That's what it's about.
Well, that's no question, Marvin. The way this league has sort of exploded over the last 10 to 15 years is remarkable to me. And I grew up loving this sport more than anything else. Last year's viewership was at a 30-year high. They had a double-digit increase from the year before. It just seems like the appetite continues to grow despite everyone saying it can't keep growing.
Yeah, it just continues to multiply and push forward all the time. Now we're doing NFL games with streaming services and everything that way because they're outreaching to the new generation of fans. And that's what you got to do. You got to stay current or you get left. And they're doing a great job of that.
And Brian, for all of us, like the thing that we want to do more than anything else here is be real with people. Like, we're not going to say anything here that we don't believe, right? We're going to tell you the unvarnished truth of what happened and why it happened, and give you those stories that you're not going to hear anywhere else.
Yeah, I think the insight in this room right here is pretty not going to get anywhere else. You got a GM, you got a head coach, you got a sports broadcaster, offensive guy, defensive guy. They're going to get insight from every guy from the way they see a situation or the way they see things going down. So it's very unique in that aspect, so it should be pretty cool for the people watching.
And there are so many stories that people don't know, Steve.
That's right.
Like one of the things I always think about when I think about you is the Kyler Murray clause. For those that may or may not remember, when Kyler got his big contract extension with the Cardinals, they put in a clause there that, hey, we're going to have to see some time studying film on the iPad.
That's right.
And it was there for a reason.
That's right. And then the interesting thing about the whole concept is, once you reported it on ESPN and it got to the management council website and all those things, then I was told to take it out.
But the same guys that told you to put it in.
Exactly. So you want to see how fucked up we can be in the NFL? That's it. But, for me, again, the 5 of us all see things through different sets of lenses, which I think is cool. You know, it's like in the draft room when I had a coach evaluate players or a scout, they all saw things differently. And I think that's going to be really cool in this situation. Is we all see things a little differently. You know, I know I'll be right most of the time, but you guys, but it's going to be fun. You know, it's going to be exciting. I hope we challenge each other, and I hope we have a lot of fun doing it.
Well, I think that's important because there are different ways to look at things, and the fan sometimes way of looking at things is very different from the way all of us would tend to look at things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think knowing the inside, and this is really what happened.
Yeah.
Rather than just somebody kind of pontificating on, well, I thought that's what it was, but really, this is how it happens. These are how these deals are made. You know, as Steve knows, you know, if you ever want a deal not made in the NFL, tell people what you're going to do.
Yeah.
And then they'll shoot holes in it, and you'll never get done.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like we're gonna delve into everything, you know, and sometimes the truth can be a little less clean, for lack of a better term, than the sanitized version that's out there. But it's important for people to understand, look, we're not pulling any punches here.
Well, I think that in all honesty, when you're a broadcaster and you're covering stuff, you're a head coach, you're a defensive leader, team leader, you're a GM, we all got stories we still can't tell.
Correct.
So there will be a line that we will approach.
There are certain things we will not cross.
You know, I'm not going to tell you about Steve Keim calling me about Larry Fitzgerald. I'm not going to tell you not all of them stories, but some of them.
That's exactly right.
You know, because it's really about relationships.
Yes.
And not only the relationships that we have and are trying to build, but the relationships that we have established through the years. And, you know, to me, it's about situations. There will be a situation that occurs that all of us had some type of experience around either telling the story or Marvin being the coach of a similar story, Brian having someone on his team or himself being part of that. So I think that relatability, I think, is priceless, and at all the different levels that we can touch it, I think is special.
Look, before we get back into it, shout out to Joey Nicotine Pouches. Nicotine with a quick hit, long tail, in the strength of your choice. Synthetic nicotine, flavor beads technology, flavor that actually lasts. 36 flavors, 3 strengths, 108 ways to find yours. Built for adults who want a modern pouch. 21 or older? Very simple. Head to meetjoey.com and see what they've got. Appreciate Joey for making today's episode happen. Find a retailer near you at meetjoey.com/find-joey. I agree, and I think relationships are a big part of this. You know, my guy Mark Schlereth used to say that all the time, especially when he's talking about a relationship between a coach and a player. Look, you can dog cuss them all you want, you can say all these things, but you do that because most of the time there's a bond that allows that to happen, and I think that's kind of the thing we're talking about here.
Yeah, you don't want to slip over any lines, obviously, but I think a coach knows how far they can go with a player and what gets them to react the best. I know for me, I didn't like to be yelled at, but I don't think that stopped a lot of coaches from doing it for me. They still like to take shots at me, but yeah, you know how guys react in certain situations, but there's certain lines you don't want to cross, and there's certain relationships you don't want to burn as well when you're doing stuff like this. I think there's things that need to be out there and things that don't need to be out there.
I think that's interesting too, right? Because when my son was playing in high school and then went on to play a little bit in college, like Eric Mangini had a great line. He said, you know, your actions are telling me how I'm going to coach you, you know? And some guys respond one way to another thing, Marvin, and some guys respond completely differently. And you have to find the way that, as a coach, that works best for them to get the best out of them.
That's what the best coaches in the National Football League do, day in and day out. They can pull the best out of somebody. The hard, you know, there's guys who can deal with the hard day. And shoot, it's easy to end up in the offensive line room every week because they're good dudes. Yeah. But to go in that D-line room or the DB room or the receiver room, it's all different. And you got to have people that can, you know, that defensive line coach got to be a line tamer. He got to go in there with his whip and his chair every single day to get them dudes to go. And that's something about it.
I love being challenged. Yeah. I love when my coach challenged me to tell me I couldn't do something or ask me a question he didn't think I knew the answer to. Those were my favorite times.
But what if they did it when they were yelling at you?
That's different. That was college. That was mostly. And the NFL didn't happen. My rookie year it happened quite a bit because I messed up a lot. But after my rookie year, I figured out what to do and what not to do.
Yeah, and I think to your point, Brian, you know, one of the things that all 5 of us could probably agree on, if you take a deep look into the mirror, it's a humbling business.
Yeah.
You know, what are some of my greatest lessons learned from my mistakes? And you know, I made quite a few of them. And
well, you're not alone there. So we're all good.
I always said it. You know, I think sometimes it was more important to learn what not to do than what to do.
Yeah. Well, that's actually a great point. Like, I think it's always clear. I say this to people all the time. I try to live my life by 2 rules. Number 1, know who you are, and more importantly, know who you're not. Because when you try to be something you're not, that's when you really screw yourself over in the process.
And we see a lot of people doing that on a daily basis, especially with this podcast world and the ability to fight for clicks. Like every day I open up social media and I'm like, I know he doesn't believe that.
Thank you.
It's impossible. It's impossible for him to believe that.
I'm so glad you said that, because that's what really got me wanting to do the things that I've been doing for the last year before we got all together. Because I would sit there and watch guys that I worked with and I respected and I understand what's going on. I'm like, you don't believe what you just said. And I know you don't believe what you just said because I've heard you say the exact opposite when you're just talking to me somewhere else. So the thing that we want to do more than anything else on this thing is let you know that we're not going to do that. We're going to be genuine. We want to be authentic. We want to share our experiences, mostly theirs, our experiences of what made the NFL the place that it is. And we don't want to do that thing, hey, well, what if I say this? This will really get people talking. I don't want to be any part of that. And I don't think anybody in this room wants to be either.
Sure.
Yeah, well, and to what you're just saying, Trey, I remember having visited a few network places, and there's, they got that thing in your ear, and you got somebody kind of telling you what angle to take. Yeah. And
they call that leading the witness in a court of law.
But I knew it wasn't right for me because it wasn't. This isn't what's happening.
Yeah.
It sounds good for y'all, but this isn't really what's going on. That's not what he's doing, And I was there. I remember being at one place up in the Northeast, and
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
never heard of it.
And it happened to be
5 letters.
Our boy Antonio Brown sit-in day.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I was like, there's got to be something more important to cover, than this knucklehead sitting down, in his driveway.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you mean T.O.?
No.
Okay.
The other version.
Yes. Yeah.
The
Sadly, there are more versions of that than we need.
I realized where he got it from.
It's all kind of women.
Got it from T.O.
It's all kind of women out there giving birth every day to crazy wide receivers. Every day. Go check your local hospital every day. Go in there and shake up the cage a little bit. Get them right.
Yep. But we were getting ready to play the Vikings on 9/11. They had a couple crazy wide receivers.
Yeah.
We were getting ready to play.
Yeah. Crazy, but potty trained.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Functioning in the real world.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. But to that point, like I can remember, and I'm blanking on this. Oh, Pierre. Who was the backup running back for the Saints when Reggie was there? Pierre Thomas. Just all candidness. Tim Hasselbeck was just starting at ESPN, and he was a pretty good analyst. I liked the way he broke down stuff. And so the producer of the 6 o'clock Sports Center came over to him and said, hey, it's a Thursday night game. Can you talk about Reggie Bush and the impact he's going to have in this game? And Tim said, well, actually, I really think Pierre Thomas is going to have a big game. And I think really that's what they're gearing up towards. And I'm not going to say this producer's name because he's a friend of mine, but he said, look, man, no one knows Pierre Thomas. Just talk about Reggie Bush. And Tim was like, okay. And then on that Thursday night game, he ran for 136 yards and scored 3 touchdowns. Pierre Thomas did, not Reggie Bush. And the bottom line was, leading the witness, as you said, they were trying to steer him to talk about the thing that they wanted to talk about when his experience told you, no, this is the other thing that's going to happen. That's the way I think we want to present what we're doing.
I think that's key to the show is just to be able to be forthright and honest with no penalty.
Correct.
Which I had a conversation with my ex-wife the other day that I couldn't be truthful because there was a penalty, which is why she's my ex-wife.
There you go.
So, yeah. So we're going to be honest with each other.
And we did that on the first show. Wow. So there you go.
Right there. I
think we've established where we are. Where we are as a unit.
Lines with Steve, I guess. He'll just go anywhere right away.
Bro, I'm on my second marriage. Sometimes second round picks are better than first round picks. I'm with you. I'm with you.
I'm on second as well, by the way, in case you're wondering.
I wasn't,
Trey,
but I'm glad. We're hanging in there, man. We're doing the best we can.
Listen now. Last year, for the first time, we talk about the fandom of the league. For the first time in NFL history, in our 104-year history, we have more women, female fans than male fans. 51%. Last year was the first year.
Did you ever think that would happen?
Fantasy football.
Yeah, that's it. That's a big part of it.
But I will say this: a lot of the friends that I have that are females, I'm very impressed because they're more educated than I ever imagined. I mean, they really get it. There's a lot of them that do, and I'm impressed.
Well, the thing about women in general, the things they are into, they are really, really into. And the one thing that the NFL did, especially when we were going through the concussion settlement and lawsuit, Like they really started targeting, because there's really only one thing that could kill the NFL's success.
Which is?
Mothers.
Correct.
In North America.
Correct.
If they decide that we are totally against what they are doing to our, because that's one thing that we all have in common.
Yeah.
We all got a mom.
Correct.
And if they collectively decide, and the NFL strategically knew that, and that's why you're also seeing flag football.
Yeah,
the female flag football is growing. It's the fastest growing sport in the world.
Correct.
That's why we got now in the Olympics. That's all targeted and very intentional by the National Football League. So in doing this show, we realized that we're servicing a whole community, and that means females. A lot of females going to be tuned in, watching it, trying to learn about the game, trying to hear stories about the game, because they are continually helping this game grow.
Taking it a step further, there's probably, I'm guessing now, 5 to 10 maybe coaches in the league that are females.
Mm-hmm.
So the NFL, I think, is continually do a good job of, whether it's gender stuff or, trying to eliminate any kind of, having the Rooney Rule and those sort of things. I mean, I think the NFL gets it in terms of the way they're going to push for the betterment of our society.
Well, I think the NFL is really good at two things: keeping our attention and finding ways to keep more of our money.
Subscribe.
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 Subscribe to Inside Football.
Why? Because myself, Brian Urlacher, former general manager Steve Keim, Arizona Cardinals, and legendary coach Marvin Lewis, all on the set, telling great stories and giving you great insight that, guess what? It's not out there. You see what ESPN did? We put together a special group. Subscribe to what we're doing.
It's the right thing to do. I mean, we've got everything covered, and we're covering the season for you because we care. I mean, they're really good at both of those things. And look at the season that we're about to head into. And we'll get into this much deeper throughout the season. But, hey, we're not going to start the season on Thursday because we're playing in Australia, so that's going to be on a Wednesday. Then we'll have the Thursday game. Oh, we're also going to have a Friday game. We're going to have a full slate on Sunday. We'll do Monday. We've invented a new holiday called Thanksgiving Eve. We're going to put a game on there Wednesday night. Thanksgiving Eve didn't exist. It wasn't the thing you had on your calendar. Oh, my God, it's Thanksgiving Eve. Then we're going to play the 3 games on Thursday. We're going to have a Black Friday game. And then, oh, by the way, we'll also have several games on Saturday.
And we got a Tuesday game, too.
Great.
Yeah, I mean,
This is the
7
first year
days.
there is no day that is sacred, and there's no holiday from after Labor Day until we get to President's Day that is sacred. Like,
Correct.
we will play any day, anywhere.
yeah, the NBA used to think they had Christmas until the NFL said,
No, we
hold
like
on. I think we'd like to take that from you. And that's exactly what they did. So anyway, that's the unvarnished stuff you're going to get from this show, Inside Football. We hope you like it. We can't wait to get started, and we are just raring to go. And we hope you're on the journey with us. So that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Hey, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button because the next video is about to drop. Has been curated just for you. Touchdown. I don't know what to do with my hands. This is awkward. Madonna, strike a pose, Vogue.